Hey there, beloved Ascension pioneers. Welcome to another video with me, Polona Rhea Dawn. And today I want to do that continuation of the video, which I promised about the star origin and, just more of that wisdom, which comes from our soul. Just today I received a comment from this divine companion telling me that after watching my star wisdom video, she received a beautiful vision of her home. And this is how we open and activate each other, right? So just before I start, I would like to make this short notification about something I'm doing lately. It just happened this week. I was very creative. I mean, I continue to be lately because I really um, I want to produce and I want to create this sort of like very simple, because I'm always about simplicity, like a very simple vibrational shop on my blog. You know how it is on blog, you don't have much options or features, you can just put links to it. So I want to create just for those individuals who really resonate with my work. And today I received a beautiful confirmation and feedback about my soul essence stone, which I actually sent as a gift to a divine companion who ordered my painting. She actually works with abused individuals, and I was really guided to send her that stone as well, for the vibration of her place, of her office. And my friend from Canada was also sending her some auralite as a gift. So after all of that, I just I'm really grateful, but it didn't end with the stone. So I just started progressing. I actually this week I was making jewelry as well, but I don't intend making that, for others, because it's too complex and it's very hard to make. So I just kind of was trying, to see what I can do, how I can be creative in many different forms, and higher self was guiding me this way to see what I can actually create. And the sky is limitless, and this is what I can share with you. We can do just as much about anything. So I did this for myself. This it's kind of like it comes all together, with the, you can see the elven star pendant, and it comes with the earring. So this is what I've been working on for myself. It's wired. This is really hard wire, so it's kind of hard to make, if you want to embed it in. And this is actually crochet. I don't know how it's pronounced. And my mom makes those. It's kind of like this shiny fabric. So she created this, and I did everything the rest. So it's very beautiful because it's white, and as you know, lately I really love to have white. So if you like this, many people have liked it on my page, and they've said that they receive vibration straight from it. And this is what vibrational art is. You don't just have a, like this piece of paper, and you just put paint on it randomly. You just really know what you're doing. You're guided through your soul, and you know the essence you're bringing through. So we are magical. Our magic is triggered from within, but at the same time, whatever we create is magical as well, because everything, all life in creation is magical. I'm just sharing this because today someone said on my page that, it's not the stones that are magical, we are. And they just trigger that. It's true at some point, but the stones are magical as well. We create something of them. We make beauty. So it's actually all together combined. We create through soul alchemy. And this is what it's called, co-creation with the divine. Because a lot of people have been just feeling my art and just, it's not what it is, because it looks very simple, like a child made it sometimes, but they feel the love behind it. And I'm really grateful for so many companions commenting on my art, because it's just another expression of me. It's not just what I do with words or videos or whatever. It's just a higher, more feminine, because the feminine is all about the art and dance, music. I do that too. So I was really grateful because of this flow of feedback. Not, glory to be for me, but to see and to show you how much beauty we can create in this world, and others will feel it, and whatever we do is important. So I wanted to bring this through before I begin with the video, because I really, you see the sun, I really want to go out. And there's something I was doing this week, and I want to share first of all, the 3 special pieces I created yesterday. Yes, I did them all yesterday. It did take a while because I do it on a wire, and not all beads fit into the wire, so you have to be very patient with this process. So I created these 3 pieces. You can see them here. These are called Soul Essence Lucky Charms. Oh, I'm missing one. So these are 3, okay? And the reason why they're called this way is because all my art I call Soul Essence art, because there's a certain frequency coming through them. And sun is setting behind the mountain. Okay. And I just started making them, just like randomly. Everybody's making jewelry, all these things, and I thought, I just wasn't thinking. I was just making them. Like, wow, this is like to hang, and I'm hanging them. You can see in the back my two favorite ones. One is about romance and relationships, and the other, the white one, is for me, Hooray on my white frequency, the white lady. I made a bunch of other ones too. So, sorry, I'm just so dry. I have such dry throat today. So, pardon me, I have no water here. Anyway, I wanted to say that I really created like dozen of them probably this week, and it just pouring out. And I wanted to do other things, but I just couldn't. I wanted to do that, and I was just so guided. I just so love doing it, and whenever I do with love, and it's felt. So when a person feels that, they're like, wow, my God, the person writing me feedback today was like, the stones are really working. I can feel the magic. And I'm like, yeah, because we do that with consciousness. Whenever we do work through consciousness, it is felt. So something that looks like an ordinary piece of us, it's just wire and beads, but it's really not. So it's not just me sharing my art, but I'm really encouraging you to, whatever you do, know that nothing is in vain and everything has a special, unique soul vibration and purpose. So I created these 3 pieces, and I'm offering them as a gift. If you order our soul mandalas, personal ones, the gift stands only for 3 people, because I make 3 gifts and I have 3 offers. There's only 2 spots left. You have to write to me first. So I share everything on my Facebook page. If you're interested, just go there. And these 3 pieces are, you can see this one has a vibration of, it's like passion. Hot pink and orange, these are always about passion through our higher chakras, because these are the colors of our higher chakra. So it's not just this stagnant orange here, with the 7 chakra system. It's the higher chakra system. So this one is really about that. When you look at it, it just has that passionate frequency. This one is about a crystal clear communication and opening all pathways and gateways. You see it has a feather as well. So I have a bunch of feathers, because you know me, I'm outside in nature all the time, and I have quite a collection. And I put this into my pieces. Whatever I'm guided to, I put there. It's not like it's set in stone. So this one is for crystal clear communication and like an open pathway, you being channeled for divine communication. And this third one is about being your own shining little star, and not through ego, but through that devotion to your higher heart, to compassion, and shining through your soul. So you can see that it has this heart and mind, blue and green combined together in one, and you shine like this white little feather, and there's like even a shining crystal ball. So these are 3 examples. If you want to know more, go to my Facebook page. But now I think I'm really running late because it's time for me to start talking about what I wanted to talk about today. I just felt the need to share this first because I'm really excited about all of this, and I know that a bunch of you who are on this path are opening to this as well. So this is kind of connected with the topic today anyway, because the star origin and everything I'm going to talk about today is very much linked to our gifts. So what is star origin, and what is the difference between saying I'm a star seed or I'm a light worker and all of those things, in comparison to saying and knowing what your star origin is? Basically, we're all from source, we know that. But as source creates these tiny spectacles of light, and we all come from the same star, same stardust, it's all same star material. But how creation is created, how everything is formed, I don't know, you might have been watching some science fiction videos, or even science doing research, it's not just the metaphysical field, it's coming also together with the science, And the thing is that so much is being researched, and they're just going really deep at this time. But there's things that we already know because we know them on a soul level. So to be aware of your star origin is very much different than to just say I'm a star seed and I feel, linked with this and that, because we all who feel we've been to many places, we have many different gifts that maybe come from different multidimensional parts of us. But the star origin is connected with where the soul, as an individual spark of creation, of that source love, of that infinite eternal love, began its first exploration. If you're interested in knowing more about this on on a more detailed basis. I would really recommend the book from Salva Kelly. I don't have it here with me now, but it's called Earth Changes in 2012. You can just Google that. The author is Sal Kelly. And this is one of my favorite books because it's just simple and there's lots of soul remembrance coming through. And I remember when I was first reading it, probably 2-3 years ago, it was just vibrating with energy. And as you know, with everything that we read, we have to be discerning because no matter how pure and pure the channel is, it's in the end, it's about what we feel. It's always about us. So the thing being here is that you have to know how creation expands in order to understand your star origin. You know, I can say, wow, I'm really connected to Pleiades, or, you know, and it doesn't really help me if I don't understand what does this mean. So when I look at myself and I look at my life and I see how my soul is expressing itself in a very unique form, this will always be linked with my star origin. Of course, this means when I am an activated and consciously aware individual, not a sleeping one, okay? No judgment here. But I'm talking about that when you consciously awake and you activate yourself and you start feeling things and you also see why you've always been a certain way your entire life. Like for me, I've always been crying so much and releasing through crying, and I didn't understand why others are not allowed to cry because it felt so natural to me. And I was reading this segment, you probably know those starseed videos or, you know, writings that have been circling around the internet, and they were describing certain aspects if you resonate with this and that sorts of consciousness, like for example, Pleiades or Sirius or, you know, Arcturus, Andromeda, whatever. These are aspects, like I say, and when I was reading them, I found aspects of myself everywhere, but the most dominant vibration that I felt back then, you know, the most dominant was Pleiades. And when I was remembering through my own soul journey, I remember I didn't even know what Pleiades were in the beginning of my journey, you know, when I just began my awakening, and there was this flooding of those videos and everything seemed so, wow, interesting. You know, that was maybe 4 years ago already. I don't know how much that was, you know, back in time. But I remember I was so excited and I just felt things because I didn't have much information yet. And this is when we're most pure, when we're most open. At the same time, we got to be really careful and discerning what's coming into our field. You know, this is still a phase when you're like, oh, you know, just thirsty for that remembrance. But like I say, remembrance, these are just information that trigger it. But the true divine remembrance will always come through us. It will be felt within the feeling, coming through our heart center. That is why heart needs to be activated and merge with the mind, so you can really be in oneness. You can feel things. Not, you know, so many people receive guidance but they mentalize about it. They're too much analyzing it. It's just not really helpful on your soul journey, because divine remembrance will always be about inner feeling, which leads to inner knowing. So when there was a flooding of this information, I remember, and I was reading that, and I saw this constellation of Pleiades, and I didn't even see it before, you know, in that way. And I was looking at the images of the wordings, you know, the names of the different stars. I was like, you know, which one resonates? I was just asking myself, you know, like a child playing. It was like a game to me. And the Alcyon was just standing out. And of course, Alcyon is the grand central sun. It's like the great central star within which everything revolves around. So I really felt that. And whenever I was reading something, even in Sal's books, I was just having this constant awareness of Alcyon. So we all, of course, come from Source. And like one of my friends said recently, a beautiful divine companion, that these things, such as star origin and different vibrations, they can just, you know, like comfort us, that we feel better, we feel more of who we are as an individualized spark. But at the end, we're always Source. But I always say, both matters, because we are oneness and we're individuality at the same time. So for me, I feel on this path, it's really important to embrace both, because without knowing your uniqueness and individuality, there is no embracing oneness, and vice versa. It's just through knowing thyself, we know the whole of creation. And it's enough just to know your tiny spectacle, your tiny beautiful spark. You don't have to know the whole universe because it is already within you. So you don't have to reach for it, or, you know, just kind of in a way understand it. All you have to do is remember your individual soul spark vibration, your unique signature, because when you were created, you know, first there's this divine thought. And then later there's the word, the divine word comes, and the sound comes, and things start moving into creation and into form and density. And then we add, you know, things like colors and tones, and things become more and more material. So when you understand the journey of the soul, how it travels, it's not always the same. It's even how Sal describes, it's really just most resonating thing that I have in my heart as well. It's not all souls will go into exploring lower density realms at first. Some souls will just be on the higher levels, and they will work in another particle. Let's say that they have a different variation within creation, they have a different purpose. So while some souls will go explore those realms and worlds, the other will stay there and work on higher levels and higher planes, or those souls who work within the realms of co-creator, divine co-creator beings. I won't say co-creator gods, because that was misunderstood and manipulated a lot, in the recent eons and here on Earth especially. So some beings who have that ability, who have that power of really remembering themselves as source and activated that seed potential within them, they create those realms and worlds of experiences. And this is just how Earth was created, as well as this beautiful school and like a library of this. Not just a library of knowledge, at the same time, it's kind of like this conglomerate of different experiences, of different souls. There's a variation of multitudes of souls, from young to old, ancient, and especially now in these times of the shift. So when you're bursting out of creation, when you as a soul will choose a path of growing through exploring density in these realms of experiences, and you will begin your travel and descending from your seventh density self, which is your soul angelic self, and moving lower, decreasing each time to gain experience, to gain wisdom, to gain understanding, and then one time move back. Different, because you have that understanding, you have the experience, so you bring it with you. So you're not the same as you were, because you're always expanding, you're limitless, you're infinite. So when you understand that, you understand what star origin is really about. It's not you being Syrian or you being Pleiadian, or you being whatever you are, but it's that first creation individuality, your first uniqueness that you carry within you as a variation of creation, which is very specific and very unique. So you're all the time, through all your travels, no matter where you are, Andromeda, Sirius, Pleiades, or Arcturus. I'm sorry, I'm probably forgetting a lot of constellations here. It's just going through the most typical and most used ones, I guess. So if there's an injustice, it's not intended. But what I want to say is that these are travels. These are travels. But what is important is your uniqueness, your unique signature through which you were created. That is why I always talk about variation of creation, which is so much more sacred in meaning and understanding than just saying I'm a starseed. When you have a deeper understanding, you can use whatever word you want. But until you get there with your divine remembrance, like I said, you already know things. But just before you get, to the state when this is activated within you, it's very good to be discerning and not just go ramble about things. But the star origin is always about your unique signature that you have, because this will be gifts, most dominant gifts that you have within your soul. In order, you will activate that in order to understand how these gifts can be used and utilized for the greater good of all, which is the purpose of being anyway. So wherever you are, wherever you go, in the end, all that matters is love. And love of creation is always love of service. How you can serve the creation to make it more beautiful. Like I'm creating all these things and bringing divine beauty into the world, into matter. And this is important. It's not getting lost in the worlds up here and never really bringing it down and creating things, because I noticed a lot of individuals still who are just kind of traveling in the those ships. Their ships are sailing in different oceans, that it's just a different journey, and they just decide to be up here. But there's us Ascension pioneers, and we want to move it in here. We want to embody, and we want to understand what this means. So the star origin is when your soul first began to explore this creation and the worlds of density. And this is why you have a certain remembrance that will be more feeling like more home to you, like core essence to you. So for me, that is always Pleiades. I just feel that. It just feels. And even when the guides come to me, when they came to me, when they were sharing with me their family of light from Pleiades, and I was thinking, okay, but I don't feel like a Pleiadian. So there's the difference. So for me, it was always about, okay, what does that mean for my vibration? Because if you would understand how humanity as beings of light in the first place, when this earth began its experience, this world began to be what it was meant to be. It was all about creating this divine human being that would have a template of many different multitudes of forms of being that already existed before. So you see, star origin is also connected with the soul age. So certain groups of souls who were dominantly learning in a certain star system or planetary constellation, this was also related to the age of their soul experience. So that's why before this age is shifting now, most souls here on this planet were, in this eon that was happening for quite some time, there were younger souls who were still more earthbound. They were, learning through these earthly experiences. That's why a lot of people don't understand why the world is this way, why there's so much poverty and greed and hunger. And these are all lessons of the younger souls. So even when you move to a source level, even age, like old souls, young souls, doesn't matter anymore. I'm talking about different levels of awareness and experiences. So the further you move into density, the more this will be experienced, the principle of creation that has to deal with principle of polarity will seem more like duality, and there will be these hard lessons playing out here, and you will have a sense of time and space and young souls, old souls, all of that, which is an aspect of this duality frame. But the more closer you get in remembrance of your source nature, the more everything is one. So in these realms of experiences, we usually, like we say, there's a word for spiritual hierarchy, but I use another form in one of my articles. It's not like it's not like a hierarchy. It's more like a different variations of creation playing out their purpose. But to understand your soul origin, when you really do understand and when you really do remember, you will generate it, you will cultivate it. You see a lot of creatively expressive individuals already, but you also see a lot of individuals who are just here in the mind and they're just talking all the time. And one of my friends, which I mentioned before, she just said to me last week, she said, unfortunately, there's a lot of newly awakened souls who over fantasize and over glamorize their ascension experience, and that is why everything is wow, wow, wow to them. They talk about many different things, but they don't really understand them on the very primal level and why they're here in the first place and what we're really here to do. So be discerning. Just yesterday I read this great article which was about this, the a lot of falsehood, a lot of misleading people through this light worker community, and it was a very good article. And the thing is that not everything that will shine as gold will actually be gold. And why I'm talking about this to connect to your star origin is only in the sense that you understand why you're creating things that you're creating, why this is so important for you. For me, as a Pleiadian essence, it was very important to understand that the gift of Pleiadians, in the first place, to the human race, was the gift of the heart, was the gift of feeling. And whenever I see somebody saying, ignore the feelings, don't, just, move through the third eye, no feelings, it's just motion bad. I'm like, what the heck are they talking about? It's not true. We need to elevate, of course. I've been talking about this in my previous video, but it's not about overriding that and just moving away from it, because it was a gift. To have a gift of sensing so much, of feeling so much, it is a gift. It wasn't always, it was abused a lot. It wasn't always understood because, people are afraid of somebody who can feel that intensely, because those who are still in the mind and in the ego, it feels like they're threatened by that. Whenever you will watch a scientific movie or a movie that's about powers or magic, you will see in the end, the message is always the same. The strongest force in the universe is love. And love overcomes all spells and everything, and it's always the same message, and it's true. So the gift of the heart was the gift of the Pleiadians, the gift of feeling, the gift of that deep feeling, that love of creation, of all life, of senses, of arts, of dance, of beauty. So the gift of knowing the beauty of all life. So this was for me, and this is how I'm remembering, and this is how I'm sharing, because a lot of people I notice, they might have a lot of awareness, but they feel a bit, maybe too much cold, it's how I feel. So I don't feel like very similar vibration. That doesn't mean it's bad. I'm just saying it feels different vibration, and that probably has to do with star origin. So when we feel and we meet someone who's just like us, I don't often experience that, but when we do, we feel that sense of home. So this is something to kind of ease on our path of the eternal becoming when we're traveling our roads and our journeys. But at the end, like my friend has said, we're all source. So just remember, try to sail between the two, the uniqueness that you are, the creative flow, the endless expression, plus the great void of nothingness. It was already this beautiful quote by Sri, oh, I forgot, I forgot the name because it's like this complex name that I can't even pronounce. But it's, you understand that you're nothing and everything at the same time, and in between the two, your life moves, and this is how it is. So when you generate, truly cultivate your star origin, it will be about gifts, it will be about unique soul expressions and nothing else. It won't be about you being so enthusiastic about, oh, where I'm from, I want to do research, I want to do this. It won't matter to you, because when you really become a grounded, consciously activated individual, all you will care about is being of service and generating your frequency that you know you hold and you really love and appreciate at the deepest core level. You love yourself because you remember your soul. And this is what it's about. And you want to bring it through. You want to embody your soul. So the star origin is about understanding that. And that's all there is to it. But like I said, move between all of those and just feel yourself as limitless, because you're always expanding. Also, one thing to know, to mention here, I feel is really important, is understanding that when you move even beyond that, what's really important in this path of service is understanding the ray that you travel upon. The ray is always linked with purpose. And I told you, when I got my first Ascension cards from Diana Cooper, I kept getting the same card, which was Serapis Bay, and it was about white ascension flame, the white gold frequency, and I got the Mahatma as well. So I always felt this white, because when I went through all these stages and chakric activations, and I moved into this pearlescent and gold and white, I just felt, wow, this is it. Now I really feel at home, because I was remembering my purpose. And I was talking to that friend of mine, and I wasn't even telling her what I felt. I was just asking her. I was kind of like, see what she had to say, because she always felt me very close. And she said, yes, you are traveling on the white ray of unity, consciousness, and purity. And that's why I've been just having this flashback. That's why in all of my videos, I've been always telling about, purity and how you need to be pure in your heart, and really that pure, you have no ego in the sense of, the tainted ego, not the ego that just kind of keeps your personality alive and it's balanced with your soul and it's one with the soul anyway. But I've just always been talking about that and was resonating with the Jesuit teachings in the Aquarian Gospel about the purity, how it opens the gateway and the key to everything. So when she shared that with me, it just felt really like at home. So this is what matters, in the end. It's not about trying to fit into something, because when I look at the descriptions of the rays, they're always, you will always find yourself in every aspect of something. You will find aspects of you in everything, but in the end, it's about the purpose. So how you travel here, why? Where you're driven, what drives you, what elevates you, because this is the journey here and now. This is what matters. And when I said to my friend, do you think anybody of us will ever remember everything about our journey, get all the pieces together? And she said, no. And I always felt the same thing. While we are on earth, we will never get the whole puzzle, because it's not meant to be. It is not. It's meant to be here. We're meant to do things here now. We're meant to understand our purpose and frequency here. So this is in the end what it's really about. So there's a lot of people wanting to go somewhere, but the people who become avatar master souls here, they know it's them. Somebody said this week, oh, God, send more people like Nelson Mandela, because he passed away. Rest in peace, Nelson. But I said to him, but it's you, it's us. We sent ourselves. And then my friend said also, God sent you, It's we still always look at something else, God send us this, send us aliens, send us this, but we are those extraterrestrials. We are those who are making peace with all life and creation by understanding the principles of it and the beauty of it, and by connecting together and being ascension pioneers. A lot of people say, well, I remember so much, but I don't have anybody resonating in my presence. Well, you're the pioneer, obviously. So when you remember the ray that you carry, it will be about your specific purpose. So for me, I just know what it's about, and that's all that matters. It doesn't give me that ego boost, wow, I'm this and that. It just never was about this. But it gives me that greater understanding why I do the things I do so eagerly and passionately and devotedly, and this is what it's about. And the white ray is also about that devotion. And again, this is something I always talk about. If you notice and you've been reading my posts for a while, you will see the words divine love, devotion, humility, and purity are probably one of my most commonly used words and phrases. So yes, this is what I wanted to share today. Now the sun is inviting me before it passes behind the mountains. So I will go. I will leave you again with my gifts. There's so many more I have. I just more, more to come. There's just like violet. There's crystals on some, most of them. It's just so much. Oh, this little bugger as well. I just have so many. And yeah, this one. So until next time, until next video, because I'm working on, like I said, achieving a vibrational shop, but I don't like the business approach, so I'm going to keep it simple. It's, I don't want to get away from my purpose. I got to really be focused, because my main purpose is still what I do with vibration and sharing this awareness that I have and about the things that I know to help you remember as well. This is just kind of like the sideways, so I don't want to make it too complex or too complicated, and that's just how I am. Purity, simplicity, all white and shiny. So until next time, until next video, do take care. Please take a look at my page if you're guided. I'm just going to try to share updates as much as I can. And I hope by the time of somewhere next week, or I don't know when, but I hope I have a vibrational shop. This is my special holiday wish for this year, because I really want to offer those products, because a lot of people have been asking about them. And it's a process. You just can't already offered them before really putting it down. And just I want to make this oracle as well with the stones, because I'm almost done with describing them, and I want to put it into this online booklet that you can use as an oracle, as well as I want to record another activation about the beloved energy. And all those things, the soul essence lucky charms, the soul essence stones, all these things I just want to offer to you, and that. So it's going to take some time and some preparation and some devotion again, but it will be done in divine timing. So thank you for being patient with me, and thank you for tuning into my videos. I hope you're just having the most beautiful holiday season. December is always such an amazing month for me. I just love it. No wonder, because we have the solstice in December, and we have the Sagittarius energy, which is my rising sun, and that's why I'm so adventurous and always expanding. And it's just like always looking beyond, expanding our views, sharing, teaching, putting out there. So one thing also to understand is that I want to really put it into your heart that nothing you do is lacking value, because we don't always just share gifts of money. Some people say if you have money, share it. Whatever you share is your gift. It doesn't have to be tangible or material. It can just be a gift of wisdom, of knowledge. Just the important thing to keep the abundance and prosperity flowing is to always pay it forward. Like when I know things, I just need to put them out. I need to share. It's not about how many people get it. It's not about how many people tune into what you do, what I do. It doesn't matter. It's about putting things into collective, putting them out there, because that's how we ground the new awareness. We don't just keep it here. We really pay it forward. We share with our hearts open, and we're just living as fully conscious, aware beings within the new. So again, thank you for my heart space. I'll see you soon, okay? I love you all so much. Bye-bye.